everybody. Did you miss us? We're back here again to bring some good news to you. This is Brother Sean Brumfield. I am the host of this here podcast, and I'm here with my buddies, Brother Jonathan Mitchell.
How's it going, everyone?
And Brother Ryan Brown.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year's, everybody. I know we kind of wished it to you a little bit early in our last episode, but here it is again. And starting off with the new year, we are moving into a winter storm watch.
It ain't a watch no more, buddy. We're a winter storm warning. We're looking for white death.
Can I be honest, though? I mean, I anticipate that...
Okay, can I ask you a question before we go any farther?
I know exactly where we're going with it.
Okay.
I say that all the time.
So the question, I get asked that a lot. Can I be honest? And my first instinct is to say, no, please lie to me.
So, okay, I'm going to be honest here.
Again, now, do you lie a lot of the times
No,
that
I
you
don't.
have to make a preface that you're being honest?
No, I don't.
He does, though.
He does.
Are you serious?
So secretly, he does like Waffle House. He's
Yes,
just
he
trying
does.
to make a reputation for the podcast.
You just don't want to be on the bandwagon.
I'm just a villain. I just like to play the heel or the villain.
He really was the one that put his Christmas tree up long before Thanksgiving.
And he blamed his wife for it.
Man,
Okay, be honest there, Brother Jonathan.
I have no doubt we're going to get snow because everybody, it's all over the place. But I just always am skeptical of the weatherman just because the amount of times I've heard a blizzard's coming or a horrible tornado or thunderstorm and then it's nothing. Nothing happens. I got let down a lot as a kid. You hear the snowstorm, so you're thinking, I'm going to get a snow day from school, and then nothing happens, and you wake up, and you're like, man, I got to go to school now. I just wait. I just wait till it actually happens.
So I don't just listen to the weatherman. I don't listen to one. I've got a conglomerate of ones. And I find, funny enough, that ones who are not tied into a big network news station and making the big bucks are a little bit more accurate because they're just doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But I look at the radars. That's what I pay attention to.
I got like 3 radar apps on my phone.
Yeah, and so as of right now, if the radar doesn't lie, again, let's go into this little caveat. At the end of the day, God's in control of it.
He just wants to be honest with us, guys.
Yeah. At the end of the day, God's in control. So I had a conversation with my elder because we're trying to figure out, about the church situation because we're recording right now on a Saturday. So Sunday morning will be tomorrow. When you listen to this, it'll be
Monday.
On Monday. So Sunday would be yesterday. Trying to figure all that out for myself. But anyway,
You should have seen the smoke pouring from his ears.
if you, I was talking to my elder and I was telling him this is what it's calling for. This has been the consistent view on this weather storm. So they're calling for our area 7 to 9 inches.
3 inches of sleet.
Yeah,
and ice.
like we're supposed to get sleet and ice. We're supposed to get polar winds, and this is, from what I'm understanding, this warning is up until Tuesday at midnight. Mm-hmm. So they're saying the snow's going to go from Sunday until Monday, and then we're going to get those polar winds up until. So it's going to be a nightmare of a mess for a couple of days if
we're
we get
supposed
that.
to get like 5 or 6 hours of just straight sleet and ice.
Yeah. So
I've heard 12 inches, too. I've heard up to a foot.
Yeah. Now,
So-
Dayton, your area, that area isn't going to get as much of the ice. You're going to get more snow.
Yeah.
So Cincinnati's supposed to get pelted hard with ice, but still get 7 to 9 inches of snow.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be a mess.
So I've talked to several people at the church because I'm just trying to get an idea of what everybody's seeing. I don't make any decisions lightly, for one, and as a pastor, you kind of try to make sure. I know that we keep the doors open as best we can, but I also look for the well-being of my people. I'm not going to have them. If this is right, it's going to hit while we're in service, and in the hardest parts where the sleet and all that stuff is supposed to start will be on their drive home. So I'll be putting them in danger, So I'm kind of watching all this stuff. But I've got one brother that would say, I've got several brothers that would say, well, the weatherman's the only occupation that you can be wrong half the time. And that is true. I mean, if you want, Brother Jonathan, if you want a job where you can be a liar and not have to worry about it, you can be wrong 50% of the time and still get a raise.
Man,
I think I've heard a weatherman say, "Can I be honest with you?"
And I'm just teasing Brother Jonathan. He's a good friend of mine. I wouldn't ever think that he's.
Nope, I'm being bullied. I'm targeted. It's a targeted attack. This is a character assassination. I'm under attack. I'm under scrutiny. It's okay.
But with that being, I just had to, man, because I hear so many people. Can I be honest?
It is true though, but I think that's just an opening statement for me.
Yeah.
I'm always honest, sometimes too brutally so, to where people don't like what I have to say.
But
I do say it a lot.
But anyway, so they say that it's wrong. The only downside is that when you're trying to think of the safety of others, and you're trying to think of what outside of praying about it, obviously, and trying to get a hold of God and making the right decision.
Absolutely.
The only information that I have available comes from Mr. Weatherman, who's 50% of the time wrong. So it's 6 one way, half dozen another.
And it's one of the things is like you get people that they immediately are like, why isn't he canceling? Why aren't you canceling service? And then, which I don't know, you may not have these people, but I know people like this that are like, why isn't he canceling? We should cancel service immediately. And then you do that, and if nothing happens, then you have the other half like, well, why did he cancel church? Why did he do that? That now we couldn't be in service. And I feel like that's one of the catch-22s of like, if you do it, you're in trouble. If you don't, you're in trouble. It's a hard situation to navigate, I would assume.
I don't know that I've only ran into that situation one time, and it was not even weather related. There was when I pulled into the church, there was a police officer who was blocking our driveway of our church building, and they were surrounding the street right next to the house. And so I pulled in. We got two different driveways, so I pulled in around, and I got into the church. And the officer that was blocking our driveway, I was talking to them, and I just introduced myself, and I said, I pastor this church right here. We got service like in a half hour. What's going on? And it was an active gun situation. And like I'm talking we had like 20 police officers, and they were surrounding the church, they were surrounding the house next door to the church, they were doing all this. I canceled service that night.
Absolutely.
For public safety.
That makes sense.
And that was the only time where I was like, I had somebody that drives kind of a long way, and they were already there, and they don't get to come on this specific service, So it was a hard call to make. But for the most part, the only time that I ever get questioned is I just get calls and ask, so are we because of the weather? But if I say, look, it's not bad enough to cancel, they're there,
Yeah.
Now I've got older ones and I will say, I always make this caveat. If you
don't feel safe
if you
enough.
deem it unsafe.
Yeah, if you deem it unsafe, if you feel like that you yourself are not able to make it within that right, now it's kind of hard to open that up, but it is, don't come, because I don't want to lose anybody.
Absolutely.
Because of those reasons,
Yeah.
But White Death is coming, so that's what they call it here anyway.
I'm sure the grocery stores have been ransacked of all the bread, milk, and toilet paper.
The Great Bread Phenomenon.
Alyssa's making her own, so it don't bother me.
Yeah, Becca's making her own too. She made her own pizza dough the other night.
Oh, really?
That was awesome. Yeah.
I love pizza.
Yeah. We made homemade pizza. That was the
Mariah
first
makes
time.
it that too. It was something that we started with Connor. Connor wanted to make a pizza with his mom, and we did it. And I found that the homemade pizza a lot of times is better than what you could get from like a Pizza Hut, Domino's, or whatever. Generally, that's the way it is anyway.
Lissa made some calzones probably a year or two ago, and they were the best calzone I ever had in my life. She has yet to make them again. I was like, how are you going to introduce me to something so delicious and then not give it to me no more?
Have you guys ever seen that great? I heard a comedian that said that great bread phenomenon, and you kids always knew when your mom was the last one to the store because you were packing sandwiches with hot dog buns.
See, it's been the opposite in my house because a lot of times I like to grill. I like to grill hot dogs, hamburgers, but sometimes we think the hamburger buns are good, and they're not because they get stale or whatever. And then you're eating hamburgers on bread.
Yeah, well, that doesn't bother me. Most of the time, I don't eat hamburger with bread anyway. If I grill it out, I just eat it and put on my fixings with it and eat it that way.
Almost like a steak, kind of?
Yeah.
Like, wow. Huh. I've never done that.
When I was on keto, I did that.
Well, yeah. I've done the keto thing before, too. But you can also, which this is one thing that I think it's a trap. I don't know if it's not. You could buy keto buns. So you could actually buy buns, which we did that like at a Costco. And they were called keto buns, and you could buy the keto buns, and it was like a regular one. And it actually wasn't bad, but I don't know if that was cheating or not. They probably had some form of carbs, but
everything's got some type of carb in it just about anymore. If you buy it processed, it's going to have a carb in it.
Yeah. So, kind of to wrap it back to like the weather, though, the crazy thing about it wasn't like last week or it was around Christmas. It was like 60 degrees.
Yeah. This is Ohio.
You get all 4 seasons in a day.
So I know that we've got some listeners that have tuned in from like the California area, Georgia, and kind of in different scopes. And I think we had one international listener. So thank you for everybody that listens. Yeah,
we do
to
appreciate.
Us. I do
that.
appreciate that.
We have one listener all the way from Malaysia. So that was really awesome.
And I don't know if didn't mean to cut you there, but while it's fresh in my mind, because I will forget, we did create a Facebook now, right? Like,
yeah, we do have.
I don't know if we plugged it on, or we plugged it on the last one.
We didn't have it ready then, so we do have the Facebook page now of Pulpit to the Pew, and anybody can get on there.
And it's the same logo. The profile picture is the same logo.
Yeah, it's the same logo as is on the podcast.
So, if you hear us and you like us and you want to share feedback, go follow the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm sorry, Brother Ryan, for cutting you off. You can go on ahead.
That's all right. I know you get commission on all those Facebook followers there, buddy. That's fine.
I have a joint Facebook that I'm never on.
But so everybody that's listening that's not from this area, the state of Ohio, when we say that you can have the 4 seasons in one day, we're not wrong. It's quite honestly, there's been many a times that you woke up with snow, you wake up with the cold weather, the freezing rain, and then before it even can make an impact, the heat's up and it's melted and it's a muddy mess, and before you know it, you're almost in summer weather. The state of Ohio, the weather pattern here can change in 24 hours. So when we started December, I thought, man, we're going to have a white Christmas, because we started December and we got snow and it was actually sticking, and I mean, it wasn't nothing major, but it was a couple inches, and it was enough to be pretty. And then it got down to below 30s. We was down in the 20s, the 10s. It got real cold, and then we get to Christmas, and Christmas is in the 60s, which I'm not a snow guy. I'm one of those ones that say we need about a couple weeks of it, but I want it to hit, I want it to be constant, and then I want it gone.
Yeah.
That's me. But I thought, man, we're going to actually have a white Christmas this year. Yeah, that didn't happen. We had a wet build an ark so we can row to wherever in the world we're going because it rained.
I felt like we
for
were
40
in Florida
days
for Christmas. It was just
we were slipping and sliding in mud.
I mean,
awful. That was, and then because some of the craziest things, it'll be like 9 in the morning and it'll be 30 degrees, and then by 6 in the afternoon it's 60. So you have 30 degrees of temperature swap in a matter of like 8 or 9 hours, and it's like, it's so mind-boggling, and everybody it's so crazy to me. And now, like you said, we're prepping for for White Death. And like I said, New Year's was warmer. It wasn't freezing. It was raining on New Year's too. I mean, we're almost like Florida right now. We were like Florida with a ton of rain.
That's why when you talk to people from Ohio, they sound like they're talking through their nose. That's because we're always congested from the change of the weather.
You can't get used to it.
One of the things that I hate about winter is I hate riding in the car with the heat on. And for some reason, I'm always on the side that the sun is beaming through the window.
So you get so hot.
The wife has the temperature. And like our Chrysler has a dual zone for the thermometer. The thermostat. Those things don't work.
I agree. I have a Kia one that doesn't work.
I've got mine set at 62, and hers is set on high, and I'm roasting. And then the sun's got me in there. I'm getting a nice tan line, and I'm getting burnt up.
That's why you roll the window down.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is all winter long, I have probably an eighth of an inch crack.
Yeah.
At the top, and it. My wife hates it. She's like, I'm freezing. I'm like, I can't even feel the air coming in there. How are you feeling the air? Like, yeah, I can't stand it, man. The temperature is such a weird thing. Like, it's. I don't know. You could have your house set at 68 and it feel like it's like.
What you guys don't know,
degrees.
He's talking about burning up, but as we're recording, he's wrapped up in a blanket. He's literally in a blanket.
Got the heater pointed towards him.
Hey, listen. I asked the both of them before we got started, does it feel okay down here? And Brother Ryan went, I'm cold. I stay cold.
Did he ask?
Yeah, I stay cold.
Oh, you did say.
Yeah,
okay,
he
yeah.
did say that.
I'm the oldest one in here, guys.
We know you're old. We've established that.
I'm the fattest one in here, and I should be like really warm, but yeah, I'm freezing my tail off down here.
And I just hate Waffle House.
So how was your guys' New Year's? Anything special?
It was pretty relaxing. Me and Mariah basically. I don't know if we made it. I think I made it to midnight. I don't think she did. I think me and the kids and Mariah fell asleep on the couch, and I was just kind of sitting there scrolling on my phone. I just didn't fall asleep, but it wasn't nothing. We had they did a youth lock-in for the young adults at the church. We were there, but it's mostly older teenagers and stuff like that. And I have a 5-year-old that wants to think he's a teenager, but I don't ever want to be that parent that tries to make older teenagers hang out with their 5-year-old, because I remember when that was me and I wasn't a huge fan of it. So I try to be cognizant of that. So we were there for about an hour. And we left because it was just time and we needed to get the kids home. But no, it was a pretty low key, nothing major. It was pretty much a lazy lay on the couch normal day.
We ended up going to Alyssa's parents and just sat around, had a good time, played some games, and they made some crock pot hot chicken, and that was phenomenal. It was so good. And then we just stayed with Trisha and helped her get things ready for her shop for the new year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my dad was born on the 31st. That's his birthday. So we always get together for my dad. You know, he turned, I think 58 was his birthday this go around, I think. And with my dad, he had...
It just happened and you don't know?
We didn't say. I asked him what 70 feels like. You know what I mean? Like...
Sorry, Brother Randy.
we give each other a hard time. You know what I mean? I mean, he's already got me over the hill, so we're...
Well, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back here.
Yeah.
For all y'all who don't know, Brother Ryan is a spitting image of his dad. And so many times he is mistaken to be Brother Randy's brother. Now, to say which side, younger or older, that's still to be determined. But they are, if you were to look at them, you would know exactly that they were related.
Yeah, I am a carbon copy, I think, of my pops. I've got some of my mom's personality, more of her outgoingness, because my dad's a little bit more on the quieter side, But if you look at me, I've got people in town. I've lived in the town that I live in almost my whole life. They know my wife more than they know me. My wife can say, "Hey, I remember them," because she used to work in the bank of town in town. So she cultivated a relationship with 80% of the townspeople, and so she could tell me who they are. I have no idea, and I've lived there my whole life almost. But I will go places, and will run into somebody and they'll just stare at me. And I know what they're thinking. I know that I know you, but you just don't look like yourself, which means they think I'm my dad. I worked for my mom and dad has a store, and I worked for my mom. I was helping my mom out. They weren't able to make it. My dad had a little procedure that he had to do, so I'm working the store for him. And an individual walks in. It's actually a neighbor of theirs that lives across the street from him, and he walks in because my mom ordered poinsettias. And that is the right way to say it. Anybody can say, listen to it, tell me I'm right, because it was founded by a man whose last name was Poinsettia, and it was named after him.
Poinsettia.
Nope, it's Poinsettia. Look it up. It'll even pronounce it for you. Anyway.
Google can't pronounce dog right.
Yeah, it can. Anyway, so he delivers the poinsettias, and he's talking to me like he's known me, and I know who it is because I've seen him around. And he said he asked where Wendy was, because my mom normally runs the store, and he said, so where's Wendy? And I just answered instinctively, well, Mom had to take my dad. My dad had a procedure done, and Mom had to take my dad, and to this procedure, so I'm just filling in for him. And he's like, and then I watched him. I seen the click. And so he's like, well, I hate to hear that. And he turned around and he walked away. And he goes to the door and he turns around and he said, man, I've got to apologize. And I said, what's wrong? He said, I thought you were your dad. He said, I seriously just thought that you done something different with your hair or something like that. But I didn't even realize that you were their son. It's like, I get it all the time. It's fine.
It's poinsettias.
No, it's not.
I've been in flower shops when I was buying flowers for my wife. I know you're going to pull up your phone, and because we've done this before. We did the same thing, and it's going to say poinsettia. I have heard them called poinsettias my entire life. The first time we had this conversation, the three of us, that wasn't you, it was me, Brother Sean, and Brother Jacob, we all looked in utter confusion at what you were talking about. Because
do you know that I've heard my whole life that there was only 2 kinds of every animal on the ark? That doesn't mean that it's right.
That's true. It's so true.
Just because everybody says it doesn't mean it's right.
I have heard preachers say that there's 2 kinds of every animal on the ark, but if you read it, that's not true.
Everything I know is wrong. So let me be honest.
Just let me be honest here, guys. He's right. I just don't want to admit that he's right.
It's poinsettias to me. If I'm wrong, I'll die on that hill being wrong. Same with Waffle House.
That's okay. It's Chicago to me, and I'll die on that hill. So
Chicago?
Yeah.
I've never heard the what? Where did that come from?
I'm just saying. Everybody says Chicago. Well, there's hills that you die on. My wife will
Chicago.
So Chicago. It's Chicago, guys.
So let me ask you a question. Arkansas and Kansas. Why is it not Arkansas?
It is to me.
Okay.
If I want to be facetious.
This is not the hill you want to die on.
I'm just asking.
Listen, he has a book that is made just for him on the words that he has butchered that we've had to put definitions into.
I cannot. Who would have thought?
Hey, look, when I am right, I will let people know that I'm right. Poinsettia, I am right, and you're not going to get me to believe otherwise because I know that's exactly how it's supposed to be pronounced. Okay? I know that I say other words wrong, and I know that I make up. The other day when we did the interview with Brother Jason Hoskins, I'll call it out. And I even told Brother Sean, you watched me in action as my mind was telling me that you know the word. I'm not going to let you say it when I said registrate instead of registering, so people can registrate. I knew that was wrong.
I didn't even pick up on that.
I knew it was because I corrected myself.
Because he looked at me. He snapped his head so quick.
And Sean goes, I'm not editing that out.
Yeah.
That's you. That's who you are. That's you in the raw. So it's not going to get edited out. And I just laughed and I said, you witnessed me know that it was wrong, but my mind said, ha ha ha. Guess what? This is what we're going with. Registrate.
And it's not just words.
I can't believe I didn't pick that up.
Dates, events, names of holidays.
Oh, yeah.
This year, we were getting ready for not just our Thanksgiving baskets, but our Christmas baskets. And he gets up and he goes, by the way, Monday night, we're passing out Easter baskets.
Sure did.
Well, to be fair though, that night when we recorded with Brother Jason, I didn't say much that episode, and when I did, we were talking about the Christmas story. I didn't even I literally just went completely blank. My
Luke
mind,
chapter 15.
Luke 15, and it's Luke chapter 2.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about the birth of Christ, Luke chapter 15.
I
meant 1 plus 5 minus 4. There you go. That's Luke chapter 2.
So basically, that episode, I was there and I was listening, and I thought it was a fantastic episode. But I understand where my brain knew what it was, but it just was like, nope, you're gonna just crash and burn.
My brain goes, yeah, let's just see what happens here.
My problem isn't so much the wrong word; it's more so putting in numbers backwards. Like if I'm doing something on the computer and I'll go to put it in, like I'm like dyslexic.
Dyslexic.
It's dyslexic is dyslexic backwards.
My head hurts.
Hold on, we just blew his mind.
My head hurts. My head hurts.
So anyway,
by the way, speaking of numbers, you were talking. You know what you would hate to count around me, and this is bad, and I'm having to work on it because I've started my job working in a bank. But when people are counting on me, one of my intrusive thoughts, and this kind of goes to kind of the person I am. When people are counting, they're going one. Some people like me, I like to kind of count out loud 1, 2, 3, 4. If I hear people doing that, I instantly start going 7, 10, 14, 32, 47, just to try and mess them up so they have to restart. And I can't do that now because if I do, I work for a bank.
I'll tell you this. He's talking about working for a bank, but earlier before we started recording, we were playing the game Catchphrase.
Okay, here we go.
We were playing the toss-up segment of it, and the word I got was vault, and I did my best to get him to understand what was going on. And I was like, something that you put your money in: big box, money box, little box, something box, shoe box,
safe.
And then he said safe, and I was like, another word for safe: lock box, money box. And I was like, it's a vault. You're a banker. Like, how do you not know that word?
I know the word. It just didn't come to my head. Okay? It just didn't come out. I'm sorry.
You guys would love playing Catchphrase with me.
I don't even. It'd be describing a word and it'd be something completely different.
Have you ever played poems with the poem Neanderthal poems or something like that? What's it called?
Alyssa wants that game really bad.
Dude. I've never even heard of it.
Okay, so here's the deal. You got to do a poem, and you go around the room, and you can only use one syllable words. That's all you're allowed to use. And you get a blow up little club, and if you use something that's 2 syllables as you're talking, like you have to, I don't know if it's necessarily a poem, but it's like a Neanderthal game. It's like you talk, quote unquote, like a caveman. So it's 1 syllable words in all the phrases or whatever it is that you do. And the person next to you is holding the club. So if you use any other word, and it's only one word, so it's one syllable word as you go around. And so if you use a 2 syllable or more word, the person next to you gets to pound you on the head with this air club. It is absolutely hilarious and dangerous all at the same time, which makes it a blast to play.
It makes it even funner.
But it's more fun.
Is that a word?
No. Dude, you can't make fun of me, man.
That game was so much funner than the last game we played.
Yeah, this guy's the one that says poinsettia is exactly how it's said. That's funner.
Hey, all I've heard was funner. That's all my family ever used was funner.
So here today in English 101,
The problem is we were just talking about you seeing the actual reaction. When I realized what I did,
I could hear your brain click from over here when you realized it was the wrong.
And guess what, buddy? That's not getting edited out either.
Edited out. Look, to be 100% honest, I'm a minister. I'm a minister, and I didn't know.
Honestly, guys, he's an honest minister.
And I didn't know. I literally misrepresented the birth, the Christmas story in Luke 2.
The one thing that makes you a Christian.
So would that make you a non-honest minister?
I am being attacked. I feel attacked. I feel like I'm being hurt. My feelings are hurt.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
That's all right. Look, man, I'll make it up to you. We'll go to Waffle House and everything will be good.
Goodness gracious. I will never live that down, and that's okay. I'm fine. Like I said.
Speaking of which, one of the comments that we got was from Brother Chris Houston, and he said to ask you about the Waffle House incident with the chili dog.
Oh, that's what. Oh, no, this. Okay, so we were talking about Waffle House, but this happened at Skyline. What you got it confused. I didn't.
Oh, is it?
I would never. If I went to Waffle House, I would never order chili from Waffle House. There ain't no way I would trust the chili from Waffle House. But
It's chili, man. You open up a jar, you pour it out, and there's your chili.
Seen? Well, this is not having to do with Waffle House, but if you remember when Wendy's, what happened at Wendy's with their chili?
The thumb?
Somebody found a finger.
Yeah, he cut his own thumb off and put it in the batch.
Exactly. So if anything,
it wasn't a worker's thumb.
But if I'm just telling you, that would happen at Waffle House too. I'm sorry, but okay. So this is where I'm going to get a little bit. I'm sure more comments will come in about how wrong I am. I put ketchup.
As long as you're honest, it's okay.
I put ketchup on a chili dog. That's all. I mean, I don't put mustard. I don't like mustard. I don't like the smell of mustard. I don't like the taste of it. So with a Skyline chili dog, I put ketchup on a chili dog.
Why?
Because it tastes good. No. I like ketchup.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Do you put ketchup on a hot dog normally?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then
with mustard, relish.
Yeah,
I don't do the relish.
Cheese.
If I'm gonna put chili on a chili dog, I don't put ketchup on it. I put
because
mustard and cheese.
It has ketchup in it.
I'll tell you what's really good on a chili dog.
Please don't say sauerkraut.
Coleslaw.
I don't.
I've had that before.
I did that for the first time in West Virginia, and it's a Southern thing. I'll tell you what else coleslaw's good on. Barbecue.
Oh yeah. Yes.
They go hand in hand.
Pulled pork with fresh, and I could do either the sweet or I could do the vinegary coleslaw.
Yeah.
Okay,
either one's good for me.
I guess. Okay, so here's the deal. We'll get back to the chili dog with ketchup. I am sane at least 90% of the time. I would never, even in my insanity, order a chili dog with ketchup. However,
you put it on.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal. If you are ordering chili, now Skyline makes it a different deal, but if you're ordering a chili dog, there's ketchup in the chili. It's already a tomato-based thing. I don't need that much ketchup.
I understand. And it's not like I put a lot. It's just a line.
It's still
you
a
probably
lot when
dip your fries in ketchup and lick them off and stick them back in the thing.
No. I used to growing up.
Not enough ketchup.
Growing up, I was really bad for ketchup. Like, if I had chicken nuggets, french fries, I had to have ketchup. I don't do that anymore. I actually don't use ketchup as much as I used to. But I guess my brain, the way it works, maybe I'm insane all of the time, is I put ketchup on a hot dog. It's one of the toppings I find really good on a hot dog.
Yeah, a hot dog, not a chili dog.
Well,
but it was Skyline chili, so that does, which still sounds disgusting. Because Skyline chili
let me ask you a question. Would you try it?
No.
Okay, then don't knock it. What's the old saying? Don't knock it till you try it.
Because Skyline chili doesn't need ketchup.
And to be fair, they're not really hot dogs. They're more like extended Vienna sausages.
Yeah, they really are.
But I will. But I don't know if you were going to ask me this. I do not like. It's not like if I have a bowl of chili, I put ketchup on the bowl of chili. I just eat the chili. but it's just the hot dog part that I add the ketchup.
I can testify for that. He tried my chili and he did not put ketchup in it.
So what if you do, what is it, like Beanie Weenies? Have you ever heard of that? Man, I'm showing my age now. Both of these guys looked at me like I'm...
Because I used to go home from Sunday night and I would make me beans and franks.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've never had that.
Okay. So a lot of people do chili in beans and franks or beanie weenies. When I was growing up, you buy it. It was called beanie weenies. It's basically beans, like baked beans and hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that.
It is so good.
I don't think I would do ketchup with that.
It is good.
Oh, no. Would you try it?
I would try it. I tried.
But there's people that do that with chili, and there's hot dogs. So if in your logic, because it's a hot dog, it's got to have ketchup.
I'm talking about a hot dog that's on a bun. A bun.
Now, like I said, if anybody doesn't know what Skyline chili is, because I know Skyline chili is a Cincinnati chili deal, it's not tomato based. It is cinnamon, I think, is the big, or chocolate, something like that. Peanut butter. There's something weird.
Theirs has got cinnamon.
I think cinnamon.
Gold Star.
Gold Star
is
like the. So that was my next question, because you guys are mostly Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Columbus boy, but hey.
Are you Gold Star or are you Team Skyline?
Both.
I like them both. I like Gold Star for their burgers, and I like Skyline for the three ways.
I prefer Skyline.
Okay,
but I can eat both. I'm not. If somebody said let's go to Gold Star, I'd be like, okay, I can get me a three-way.
I've never had Gold Star, but I've had Skyline, so I need to try Gold Star. I like Skyline.
It is. The flavor is different. I mean, you got to go in there not thinking. I mean, there is a different flavor profile, but it really isn't like smack you in the face difference. It's just something huge, small.
But if you were to set them side by side, you would notice the difference. In my opinion, I don't really. I've had the three-way at Gold Star, and it's okay. But their chili is way better on a chili cheese fry.
I do. So if I go to either one of them, I'm getting a 3. Because like Brother Sean did say, Skyline and Gold Star, they're not full-size hot dogs.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah. Extended Vienna sausages. They really are. They're not much bigger, and they're about as skinny as Vienna sausages. So I always get the 3 chili dogs. Yeah. From both sides. That's what I get all the way around. Now, I will say Gold Star does have a really good cheeseburger.
Oh man, their double deckers are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're hungry.
We haven't eaten yet.
We're about to fix that.
So, any New Year's resolutions?
I don't know how I feel about resolutions. I mean, I have goals. I don't have a problem with people making resolutions. I have goals. And so, but the problem is like...
Do you set your goal for the whole year, or do you set it month by month?
I just kind of set a goal that I want to try and attain. And I like to take steps. So I think if I were to say I did it, it's probably month by month.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, in January of 2024, I was like, I want to lose weight this year. And I started off really, really strong. I mean, I had lost like 25, 30 pounds. And then I went on vacation.
Got it all back.
And then, so I haven't gained it all back, but I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing intermittent fasting is what I was doing, and it was working really well for me. And then the intermittent fasting went away, and I just went back to normally eating like I normally eat and stuff. So I guess if I had a goal, and it's everybody's goal every year, I do need to lose weight. I do. I don't want to, and I do want to expand on certain aspects of like how I study and stuff like that. But that's just, I want to expand on that and then despand from my body perspective and lose some weight. So I think I don't really do resolutions because it's just a goal in my opinion. So I have a goal, but
I hate the idea of new year, new me. It's like so cliche because when you get to I've been there. It's like, I'm a big boy. I need to lose some weight. I'm going to go hit the gym day 1. Don't go day 1, go day 2. And then instantly you're like, oh, I felt that. So I think the idea of just coming into the new year and you're going to be automatically something else is something stupid. So I think little goals help you not get a resolution, but change you yourself,
mm-hmm.
right? Because like
small incremental changes.
Yeah, and I've done some of the crazy diets, and I've lost tons of weight, and went right back to my bad habits. And it takes I think it's 15 days to make a habit, but it takes I think it's a little over 90 days to break a bad habit.
Yeah.
So just to say day one you're going to change, it's impossible to do that.
I felt the same December 31st as I did January 1st.
Yeah.
There wasn't I didn't have some big reformation or transformation. I'm the same guy. I have the same goals that I did last year, and I'm just going to try and attain them. So to sit there and say I have a year-long goal that before January 2026, I want to do this. I just don't.
So I heard somewhere, and I think all of us could say that the number one, or at least in a church aspect, you kind of hear two different New Year's resolutions. Number one is I want to read my Bible more or pray more. That tends to be
absolutely.
I want to say cop out, but that tends to be what everybody
The
says.
default.
Right?
It's the default answer.
Man, I want to pray more, or I want to read more. I want to do more.
Yeah.
That's
it's the answer everybody wants to
right.
hear.
And then the other one more commonly is weight loss. You tend to hear that a lot.
Dude, weight loss fad sweep churches crazy.
So I heard a study that said that I think it's within the first 2 weeks of the year, 80% of the New Year's resolutions has already stopped. It starts within 2 years. I've got my theory.
It's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So they call it Quitters Week or something.
Yeah.
And it's so like you said, January 1st, everybody hits the gym. And if you go for the first 3 weeks in January, the gyms are packed to max capacity. But it's something about that third going into fourth week, everyone falls off and they stop.
So I've got my theory on that. And I truly believe that this is, you can take this for anything in life. So if you want to kind of go a little bit serious on this or whatever that is, here's anything in life, and you guys kind of hit it. So New Year's is a new chapter. It's a refresh, right? It's a whole new year, January 1. If I want to read my Bible through and I've got a 1-year Bible, it's easier to pick it up on January 1st than it is on April 30th. Right?
Yeah.
You kind of so you kind of man, I'm already this far behind, so I'll just wait. So January 1, that's the refresh, that's the restart, it's a new chapter. And so therefore it's not necessarily that I feel any different. It's not necessarily that December 31st to January 1st I wake up and all of a sudden I'm like, man, I went to bed at 1 o'clock and I woke up at 8 o'clock or whatever the case may be because I whatever with the new year, and now I'm a completely different person. Here we go. We're going to start it off different. But New Year's represents just that. It's new. Out with the old year. It's over. That's past. We're going in with the new year. And so you make resolutions. The reason why I think they fail is because it is a year-long resolution. If you want to achieve anything in life, you can have a in 2025, I want to lose 50 pounds. There's nothing wrong with having a far-reaching goal, and I'm just throwing that out there. In 2025, I want to read the Bible through, or in 2025, I want to pray 3 times a day. Or I want to be able to pray for. If I set an hour, I want to be able to pray for that hour without anything, or I want to break my. I want to break my dependence on electronics or whatever the case may be. There's a year-long goal, which is perfectly fine. But you have to have obtainable goals that pushes you in the direction of that year-long goal. So if I want to pray more, then I need to work now on, okay, I have to make a better habit of praying. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set an alarm, and I'm going to be okay with praying 10 minutes, multiple occasions. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it really is because you start doing it. So then I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to try to do it here, or now I'm going to try to do it here. You can't just look at something and say, I want to attain it, because people 9 times out of 10 are procrastinators.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially with the prayer one. I think it was it Smith Wigglesworth who said, it was either him or one of the other great preachers of the revival.
Yeah.
Was said that I rarely pray 10 to 15 minutes, but I rarely go 10 to 15 minutes without praying.
Yeah. And so if you have a year-long goal and you want to obtain that year-long goal, make a daily goal that points you in that direction. Okay, I want to lose 60 pounds by the end of the year. Let's just throw that out there. So then that means in the June area, I want to be down 30. Half the year gone, I want to be down 30, which means that I have from January until June to break that up. What's that give me? Less than 10 pounds a month, right? So you have to have those goals. Just to say, I'm going to pray more, you're not going to accomplish a whole lot because you're not really setting up what do I want to do now? I seen something on Facebook which I thought was absolutely hilarious. It was because New Year's this year fell on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
And New Year's Day was on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you've got Wednesday is January 1st, the start of the new year. And I seen something on Facebook, or maybe Becca even said something to me about it, but it was basically something like, props to all those who have already said, I'm going to wait till Monday to start my new diet.
That's the thing is, I think, and the problem is and another theory I may have is if people don't see the results of, like, that's one of the reasons why I have a problem with resolutions or anything like that, or I don't have a problem, I shouldn't say that, but why I don't necessarily like look into them that much is if when people fail, so like they're reading the Bible, like I'm going to read the Bible in one more year, and then they miss a couple days and they're like, I've failed it, so I'm not even going to try. So that's why I don't like setting, because if you set yourself up for failure and you fail, you're more than likely to stop doing the thing you set as your goal, because people don't like to fail and they don't like to feel like they're failing.
Yeah.
So when you feel like you're failing, you're more likely to jump off of the wagon. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm not going to set a goal of I want to be this by this. I just want to lose weight and get healthier. And the reason being not because it's a new year, but because I want to be healthy for my kids that are growing up, because I want to be around for a long time with my kids. And I've seen the repercussions of not taking care of yourself as you get older. I've had family members as they've gotten older who didn't take care of themselves, and they suffer for it. And they have limited mobility. And they're sick all the time or something. There's stuff that limits them, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to, like when my son's in his 20s, I want to be able to run around and hang out with him and do stuff like that if time stands, and that's a big if. But just my thought process is like, I want to get healthy, not because it's a new year, but because I want to get healthy for my family, so I can be here for a longer period of time to be with my family.
Just to have a desire to change who you are isn't enough. There's got to be you must have a why. Why do I want to do this? Or every day you're going to get up and you're going to keep pushing it
and
off,
you have to make it obtainable.
Yes.
You can't set a year-long day. You have to have little goals. In the workforce, they call it low-hanging fruit. You have your year thing that they want you to obtain by the end of the year, by the time of your next review. But they give you what they call low-hanging fruit, something that you could pick up off the tree without having to climb too high. Those are your goals that you reach.
Right.
And every single one of those goals leads you in a direction to be able to take what it is that you have. I challenge anybody for the new year to pray more. I challenge anybody to read more. Don't just get into the habitual and in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth and just blah 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 and go into this, but kind of dive into the Word of God.
Be purposeful
and read it at the year, but do it so that you learn more of. I haven't learned enough of Him. I need to learn more. Pray more, read more. Give more devotion time outside of everything else that goes on in this lifetime. But if you don't make it happen day one, don't go into day two thinking, well, I've already failed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to grant yourself some grace.
Yeah,
because if you think you're going to go in there and not mess up, you're going to fall. I mean, everybody falls. Everybody has a bad day. One of the other things my boss says, he says, it's okay for you to have a bad day, but don't let it become a bad week, a bad month. Don't let it become a bad year.
Right.
You know, take that for what it is, and just get going. And don't play the blame game. You don't have to come up with excuses. You know, just own it and say that, you know, you're the reason. You know, this is what happened. How do you change it from there? And just get going with it. But speaking about New Year's resolutions, I guess the podcast has one, and that is to get better with our feedback. We've had some responses. We kind of been holding back a little bit on reading back the emails and things, just because I didn't want to read one, just one, and go on, you know, with the rest of the show. So I've got a couple here that I've received from the emails here. And believe it or not, the first email that we got is from Brother Benjamin Brown. I don't know if he might be related to Brother Ryan. Did you coerce him to write this email?
Dude, I don't coerce him to do anything. That dude does it on his own.
But Ben said, I've been listening since day one, and I've been blown away so much by the spiritual and comedic content. I love the Thanksgiving episode, but I have to say, Brother Jonathan isn't right in the head for saying a baby reindeer dies when a Christmas song is played before December. But all I can say is he needs to learn what good food is, because Waffle House is amazing. And Brother Ryan, Star 93.3 played Mariah Carey's Christmas song the other day. You just weren't there for it. Thank y'all for starting this podcast, and I can't wait to see what God does with it.
Homeboy's calling me out.
Yeah, he is. Sorry, Ben, you got to go home with him today. So I appreciate him sending that email.
He's got to deal with me today, too.
Yeah. And then we got another one here from Dean, and this is what Dean said. It's titled Christmas Song. It says, enjoyed my first episode of the podcast. Keep it up, fellas. As a young man from South Georgia, shout out to South Georgia.
Thanks for listening.
Who may have seen snow twice in his life, I would say that my favorite Christmas song would be White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby can sing some Christmas songs.
That is the best.
Not to go back to Christmas.
Yeah, not to go back to Christmas, but
The overarching is that the old Christmas songs are the best.
absolutely. And then we do have one more, and this is from a sister in our church at Sharonville, Sister Kathy Carlisle. And this is what she said. Brother Ryan, I just listened to the December 23rd podcast, and when you told the story of White Elephant gift of Steve's picture, I laughed and cried at the same time. I remember Steve questioning me about doing that, but I was hoping your mom and dad wouldn't end up with it. Good memories.
It's wonderful memories. And Brother Steve has since made his journey home. Mm-hmm. He's shouting on the streets of glory. But that is tremendous memories. And
what turned out to be a gad gift, and if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to it. It's our I believe that was our Christmas traditions episode.
Yeah, that's with Brother Jason Hoskins.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Sister Kathy's brother Steve's widow,
mm-hmm.
and what was a prank gift is now something that they could hold on to and remember Brother Steve by.
Yep.
So that's awesome. We are, if you want us to read your feedback, feel free to email us at pulpittothepew@gmail.com. We got some other things that we're working on. We are looking at starting to do some type of video on we're not sure what platform yet, possibly YouTube and maybe Patreon. We're just not sure. We're just kind of putting it out there, see what people might be interested in that. If you are, feel free to leave a comment on whatever platform or site that you're listening to. Send us an email, like us on Facebook, and we'll do our best to reach out and do what you want us to do. If you have any questions about us, something you want to hear, maybe biblical in that aspect, we'll be more than happy to do our best to try to answer it, as long as it's a good one to go on the air, something that we can put on the air and it doesn't really poke at people too bad.
Unless it's me.
Yeah, we'll always poke at Brother Jonathan. If you want to chew him out about Waffle House,
or catch up on a Coney dog.
Send us the information and we'll read it out to him. So thanks for tuning in. I've had a wonderful time here, and really enjoyed being able to be with everybody. Thanks for all the support. We've had a tremendous outpouring of listeners. I believe in our short time we're just shy of 600 downloads in the short time that we've been doing this. So I really appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in.
See you later, everyone.
See you guys.